What's going on, guys? So we're back again with another gameplay video. This time we have Perth Pro Players team member Jason Stubbs here on the left playing Android 21, and we have Perth Pro Players team member Alex Neal here on the right playing Gamma. So just before we get started into the gameplay video, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, Team Card Titan. So if you guys want your DBS Steel products or DBS singles, make sure you check out that link in the description below, and also our local sponsor Beyond in Balcata. So if you're in the local area, make sure you go down and check out their store. They've got something for everyone. So 21 and Gamma, obviously both very, very good decks. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I think the manipulation of energy for 21 just becomes so much easier because obviously Gamma is playing green and blue. So it makes it a little bit easier for them to kind of manipulate energy and actually use it as specified costs, which is quite nice for them. But Gamma has a very good early game, plus it can deal with a lot of threats, which is really nice. And obviously having like energy and things like that sitting in the background and cards just sitting back there, quite good. Plus, obviously they've got their own sort of floodgates, right? So they have like 14 and everything like that. And they're also having access to 17 too, which is very, very nice for them. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I feel like there's going to be a lot of back and forth. I do have a feeling like it is going to be in 21's favor just because, as I said, they've got a lot more energy manipulation using the battle cards and everything. Their threats are going to be quite a lot greater, a lot earlier now because of that. So looks like we're going to be charging, obviously, 2 androids. We always charge 3 androids in these first few turns. Hopefully we found a unison. If we haven't, it's kind of sad. We do have the search here, it looks like. So we do have the search. So we have found the super combo. It looks like one of the 17 negates and a flood negate, and also one of the 17 that play from energy. Not finding a unison, so it's going to be kind of sad if we haven't found the unison here. That does suck. Obviously, it's not the end of the world if you don't find it on turn 2, but it's ideal because it does throw off your curve a little bit when you don't. So we are going to grab our 14. We're going to swing in with lead, hopefully drawing into the unison, right? That's what we always want, right? Just off that rip. It's not. It is a dirty burst, unfortunately. You always be great if we can get exactly what we want to draw. So we are just going to grab a unison. We are just going to combo, it looks like a pen just there. Not from board, of course, because we want to keep the one on board so we can give it to our opponent, not use any more energy. And we can guarantee that we have. So we can actually, what we can do here is we can give the pan across, play our Z battle card for an energy plus pen, and then we get all that energy back. So it looks like we're going to grab a Android 18 super combo, which is, again, I feel like this card has put a whole nother layer to the deck. I don't know if this is the one they were originally running, but it's definitely very, very strong. And there's some other counterplays that are being run now in 21, the Kusu and everything, which is very, very strong, right? So looks like what we're going to do is we are going to play into the 21. We're just going to pay our energy here. We're not going to give the pan across at all. We're going to pass turn. We're going to, untap an energy. So it's a quick turn, which is nice. 20. I feel like 21 is very stock standard these first few turns. So passing out to Gamma, charging another android. Can charge anything technically because we pick it up, which is nice. So we are just going to charge another blue-green just there, having access to that. So we are going to play out. We're going to play out. Yep, and then we're going to ramp 1. Obviously not getting rid of anything because there's nothing on the board to get rid of. Swinging Gamma into leader. We need to draw this card. We need to get this unison if we can. If we don't really see it this turn, it is kind of slowing things down quite a bit. But it looks like what we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of the 2 cost. So taking, we're going to get rid of the 4 cost. So taking another energy technically away from Android 21, which is quite nice. I think that's what we want here. So we are going to obviously take that damage. There's no point comboing out. By turn 4, we're happy to awaken in 21 for sure. So we've got a hatch there if we need to. We've also got our floodgates. Still not awakened, unfortunately, and I think Stubbs realizes we're not finding the unison very quickly. We don't have any more searches because we haven't started digging anymore. So it's not really worth starting to swing into him unless we're getting value out of it, right? So I think it's better to sit back and just kind of wait and just establish a bit of a board here, and then we can kind of go through. So we've got 4, 5, technically 6 energy this turn because we can hand over that pan just there. But we're just going to start establishing more and more pans, which is fair enough. We're going to do our Awaken, get our 1-on-1, which is kind of perfect. So we do have a decent amount of energy here. We are going to swing 21 in. Going to give him one card. Not a Unison again. It looks like another blue-green and a 17 and 18. Unfortunately, most of his cards are a 4 cost. There is only really the 8 cost that we obviously try to get rid of pretty quickly, which is nice, and we do have the answers to that. So we are going to have 2 cards. We're going to go into the 4 cost here. So pay 2 specified, and 2 of our energy, 2 energy, and then 2 of his, which were the pans, which is kind of perfect. And a double strike swing here can go in. So we are going to go for our double strike swing just there. I assume we take because we're trying to find that Unison anyway, so I think we're pretty happy with that. We're going to go leader effect, restand the 2. Right, so we draw 1, restand the 2. Thinking about giving a 3rd across potentially. Thinking about that 3rd. I don't know if it's worth you probably just hold on to it at this point because then they can't combo it off. But at the same time, it does give you energy to manipulate during the opponent's turn. Or we're just going to do it this way instead. So instead, we're just going to pay the 3 pans and then get another double striker on there. So I can't remember what the limit 1 is. I think there's a limit 1 on this card, I believe. And I don't know if it's the effect or not. But I'm pretty sure that double strike is always on the card. I don't think that's the limit 1. So we are going to swing in another double strike. And going down to 3 hurts. But at the same time, I think we do need to Awaken probably this next turn. We do have damage though. So he can kind of negate. But he still hasn't found a Unison. So we're not Awakening unless we take this life realistically here. Which kind of sucks. So I think we're going to have to take the life. Yeah, it looks like we're taking that life, unfortunately. Probably found the Unison off that. It would not surprise me. Or we find the Unison off the draw. That's always the other way that it could happen, right? So let's see what happens. Not a Unison, but it is a Searcher, which is kind of nice. So slap down another Android, probably one of the Floodgates for now, because we can just pick that back up. That's not the end of the world. So we slap a Floodgate down just to have the 3 in there, and we can kind of mess around with it when we need to. So we are going to discard an Android. Let me guess, Unison's probably in this top 5, just here, I would say. We can grab a super combo. We're going to grab the negate. So we do need to start building some of this Z up. For sure. And it'd be ideal if you could combo off these pans and then use them in his own Z, but obviously it would go into Stubbs' Z. So we are going to discard, hopefully finding Unison here, at least. If we haven't, obviously, no, I assume we haven't, because we found one. I was going to say that was going to be the easiest pick. You just grab that straight away, but obviously have a look through what you've picked up, because then you can remember what's in your deck. So we have found a Unison, which is good. That's kind of what we want here. I think straight away we just play the Unison. Obviously having that combo is going to be really handy throughout the course of the game. The only thing is he can kind of bait that out with the 21Z card as well. He swings in with that, baits out the 5k combo that you get off the Unison really early because he knows he's not going to match or whatever. And then you can start swinging more. Or you swing the 20s and your equals, you know what I mean? So we're going to swing pan 5 to 5. So we're going to get 1 in rest mode. Looks like we are going to Dimension Magic. Okay, so we swing a 5 to 5 again. Just try to keep putting that pressure. I'm pretty sure pan is 5. I could be forgetting, but just keep that pressure. You're going to rest them anyway. There's no point not. Or you hand them back as well. That's the other thing, is you can actually physically hand them back to the 21 player, because it doesn't say that your leader has to be anything. You just can hand them back. So always remember that, guys, when you are playing against 21, if they start handing you all these pans, and you can kind of count their maths, and maybe they've done it wrong and they don't have the right amount. They need the pans for X amount or whatever. You can just hand all of those back to them and then prevent them from using it as energy, because they can only use these, their energy and your cards, right? Which is quite nice. So the fact that you can just be like, here you go, have these pans back. You no longer get the effects. It's kind of great. So we are going to swing into, it looks like the 21, I believe, there from the effect, the Unison. Now, obviously, we get the effect, get the combo. We are going to negate here with 17. So we still have the leader swing, which is fine. Obviously, we can draw, we can untap, we can Awaken, and we probably play into one of the guys in our energy, just here, right? Probably not the 4 costs. I think we just go the 17 just to establish it on the board. It's got barrier too, which is quite nice against Android 21. I feel like it keeps it quite safe. But we do need to get our draws going. So it's either you swing into the 17 here just to get it off board, or you swing into the 21 to add a little bit of pressure. So we are going to go, it looks like, the multi, and that's going to get eaten with Kusu just here. So very, very sad. And this card, I think, is just so oppressive. Like, it's just so painful, especially mixed in with the Android 18 Super Combo. It's not like it's doing that much hand destruction, but like losing the card that you're playing plus losing a card from hand is rather painful. So we are going to play it out. So we're going to hit with the counterplay. Right, we do obviously get the effect, so we get to get rid of something. We then bottom deck, and we lose one from hand, which is rather painful just here. So we lose 2 cards. So the value of that, paying 2 energy to get a card out of hand and get rid of the card on board, is just absolutely phenomenal. Looks like a Beerus Ball. So Beerus Ball's going. Looks like we're just going to awaken one-on-one. Now, I'm pretty sure you can swing with leader and you don't have to bottom deck. I think 17 only works for battle cards, I want to say. I dare say that it's just battle cards and not on the leader swing, but I could be very wrong. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. So we are going to pick up our 3 and put 3 back down. Yep, so we're going to put 3 back down. All right, so passing back over to 21 here. So we've got 5, 6, 9 energy technically this turn. So 8 costs very easy to come down, which is rather scary here for Alex. I think, yes, he's got floodgates, but he loses so much from hand, right, if he does do that. But it looks like we're just hitting a 4 cost. He also gets a tokens, yes, at the end of turn. I forgot about that. He does get tokens, so he can just tap that down instead. To play out this 21. Just he gets 2 tokens, sorry. Yes, he gets 2 because he played 2 last turn. So yeah, he gets 2 tokens. So that's just an extra energy, right? Which is just absolutely insane here. So no 8 cost now this turn. We are just content with another 4 cost, which is completely understandable. Nice for Alex, of course, because he can hit that. Sad thing is obviously that is getting hit with Absolute Release Ball. So he does lose a card from hand for no reason, which kind of sucks, right? It's not ideal. It's not what you want at all. So we are going to, yes, uptick and combo, taking that up to 20. As I said, he has a way, using the Z card, obviously, to just bait that out every turn if he wanted to, if he doesn't want to keep that standing, if he can manipulate energy different ways. So we are going to Dimension Magic this double strike just here. Being at 3, of course, we don't want to take a double strike. We definitely don't want to go down to 1. And it's a 20k, so it's already over our leader, which is rather scary. We kind of want to manage his life as best we can. So I think Stubbs needs to just keep the pressure on, right? I think we just swing another 20k double strike. I just don't know if that's into the unison to take the markers down off it, because obviously that's getting a lot of value. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 energy left up at the moment. So as I said, no more 8 costs right now. But we can swing the 20k maybe into leader and even combo the Android 17, taking it to 25, forcing Alex to use a super combo and plus. I don't know if the unison's enough of a threat that we kind of need to deal with it right now. I think we're kind of okay not dealing with it. I think what we do is we probably swing the 21 in double strike and we combo into the Android. We combo the Android 17 off. It looks like we're going to swing Kusu, and I believe she's a 15k. So we're going to swing Kusu in, forcing a card from hand for the combo, of course, which is kind of what we want to do every exchange. We want to force some cards from this hand right now because obviously he's got a decent grip. So 15 to 15. We're just going to combo one of the 17 negates. Now, that card, obviously, at the moment is kind of dead, but can come up pretty clutch. Having 3 energy go up at the end of turn. If we have access to a 14 negate, it's going to be very strong, obviously, and then have that in the background is also very, very strong. So we're going to swing a 5k crit into leader, taking it to 10k, taking it to 20k, so 20k, bottom decking 1 card. So we're going for, looks like one of the 4 costs. We do have a super combo in hand. So it's not ideal number just here, but it is crit, right? But it's not ideal number. I think maybe comboing that on the 21 swing with the double strike would have been a little bit better there, because then we would have had 25k double strike going in, and that would have definitely forced 2 cards from hand. Obviously, though, that is going to get negated, so I think maybe we should have done that first, I wonder, to try to get that, bait that out. I think at this point it's okay just to play. I think he's checking whether it's going to be counted or not. Obviously, that comes in rest mode. He's just checking whether it's being counted or not, I would assume. Yeah, so play it in rest mode, and then obviously has the effects. We got speedy substitute just here. 4-1, leaving 2 energy left up. 4 energy left up. My apologies, I didn't see the other 2 down there. So we still got 4 energy, so we still got 21 that we can play. But obviously now with the 17 hitting the board, it does make it a little bit harder. Probably don't want to go too hard now. We kind of want to probably sit back a little bit and just pass and let their opponent have a turn, and then I assume we will probably floodgate them. That is what I would think, is that we floodgate them and we kind of force them to pass turn in a way, because losing a Z and losing a card from hand is tough, right? Obviously, Alex is building up a bit of Z, but losing those from hand is tough. So Alex has the opportunity now, so he he charges. What I would say is probably just give all of the pans back to 21. So, because what he can do is he can obviously just be like, here's all the pans back, and then that forces him to use his 4 energy just there, right? Rather than using 3 pans, which is exactly what he's probably going to do just here, I would say. He'll probably use the 3, or he can use 2 pans, I believe, but I think it's two blue. No, it must be, yeah, blue-green, and that's fine, so we can actually use that. So, and we're just going to get rid of one of the tokens. So we're going to get a combo as well, so make sure we trigger that, get a combo going. Now, I believe this allows you to swing with your leader and unison still. I think it's just battle cards that you have to use the effect. I cannot remember. Once again, my apologies. I can't remember off the top of my head. All I know is it's very oppressive. That's what I can say. It is very, very oppressive. So we are going to play, I think, if we're playing 3, I'm assuming this is sell here, right? Surely. Just to clean up the board to get a bit. But guess what? It's the good buddy Kusu just here putting in more work, right? Definitely putting in a lot more work, which is very painful. So it looks like we're deciding not to. So we are going to clean up the board here though, right? Obviously the Z would go underneath, but kind of just disappears in a way. So we have to lose, I believe, a card from hand and a Z if we want, right? He's just checking it. Pretty sure it's battle cards. Okay, lose a Z and card from hand, which I think he's got 1 there, but then that means his 17's not going to be live too quick. So we are going to swing leader to leader, just taking a card from hand. Still not in a great position. So we're going to 20. Just building that Z back up, right? We just build that Z back up, and then that kind of forces, if we're going to start swinging, we have that Z there, or we have the Z there for 17. But again, very taxing, taking another card from a hand, and that's been happening quite a bit across this game now. It's not aggressive hand destruction, but it slowly just whittles away and it causes issues. So we're going to pick up the 3, and it looks like we're passing turn. So picking up 3, drawing 1, putting down likely the same 3. So we're putting down another floodgate. So he's scared of the absolute release ball. He's scared of the Kusu, I would say here, right? So we have got, I believe, 17. I think we've also got Hatch if we need to. If I remember correctly, though, I believe I did see in Stubbs' hand the 21 SCR just here. So the likelihood is that we slap that down, and then we slap that down, and then we just go ham pretty much, right? So we're going to do Dirty Burst on the play. We're going to tap 4 on the board, 4, 5, 6, and then we need 2 greens, so 7, 8. So there's the 2 greens. So look at that. Imagine still having 4 energy up, having a card that when your opponent tries to counter really taxes them. Plus it has dual attack and double strike. It's very, very, very nice for them, right? And I think it looks like we're just going to get rid of this entire board just here, I believe. I think it gets rid of everything. I can't remember. I could be wrong. But the pans stay around, and then we go for the SDR. So yeah, it looks like he gets to decide, and he's choosing to do that. So getting rid of the tokens, obviously, because they can't go to the drop, can't go to the effect. But he is going to grab the 4, or choose the 4, right? Which allows him to get his Rejuvenate just here, which is very, very strong for him. So very, very strong that he just gets to do, because I believe it was 4, so it should be the Rejuvenate too. So back up to 6 life here. Not looking good for Alex, unfortunately. Not looking good at all. Dual attack on this bad boy too. 40k dual attack is massive. Very hard to combo out of her 40k. Obviously, this deck does have a lot of negates though. Dirty Burst is obviously in effect as well, so he doesn't have to deal with that right now. But at the same time, very, very strong that he does have an effect like that. So we are going to swing, it looks like the leader. I think Alex may have to negate this here, or he loses a card from hand either way. But we do only have, it looks like, 1 energy up for next turn, as it is right now. So we don't have access to Kusu straight away, and maybe we do need to try to take advantage of that if we can. But I think sadly Alex may have to just go for a negate here, because Stubbs likely, I don't know if he has a super combo in hand, but likely will throw a super combo behind it just to tax another card from the hand right now. So let's see what he goes for. It's a tough one to decide. It's a tough one to decide with a negate or just leave it, because it's not, if you negate it with a 17, it's not getting its full value. That's the thing. It's only negating 1 attack, because obviously the 2 cards on the board are not swinging. He's only got 1 energy left up. It's not going to really do that much. But if he does combo behind it, obviously a little bit more taxing just here. And it looks like we are going to go to 25. So we have, oh, sorry. I believe on the board that this is a 4 cost, isn't it? So the 4 cost can swing underneath. My apologies. But he does still have, obviously, the effect of the counter in hand. So we're going to have to negate. We have to, unfortunately, and we have to lose 2 cards from hand. It sucks. I completely forgot about the 8 cost, obviously, having that effect, and that is going to be quite taxing. But I think we do. You have to negate, and you have to lose the 2. Unfortunately, it's not the best thing in the world, but it is what it is. You know, like, we have to just deal with it. Sometimes you do just have to eat it, and you have to decide when you have to eat it and when to not. But then we get full energy back right now. So we do have Kusu for this turn here. So I dare say that we're going to get taxed quite a lot every time we try to do everything, because obviously showing that much energy means we have access to Kusu, which is exactly what we're doing. We're going to hit Kusu again, which is just absolutely great for Alex here, right? Losing the card, obviously. Getting rid of the 8 cost is nice. But we bottom deck 1 from hand. So it's very, very taxing, right? It's not what we want to see at all, right? We want to be able to actually play things out. Looks like we're going to think about playing the crit Android 18. Maybe. Or we go for a Z card. We've already got 2 Z energy just here. But we've lost our Unison too. And obviously that Unison gives us a lot of value across the game. Obviously losing that just like that hurts massively. We do have access to Hatch next turn, which I think is a good thing, right? We probably just need to use Hatch. Probably just going to get snapped off next turn. But yeah, we're not able to do a hell of a lot this turn with how much energy he has left up. So it looks like we are going to pay 3. I'm assuming here we're going for a sell. So we are going to go underneath. Ultimate gets removed from the game. Right. Swing in. So the ultimate doesn't get hit. I can't remember where she... I know she's a 4 cost, and I can't remember where she's a 4 cost. I can't remember if she's a 4-cost in battle area, if she's a 4-cost in hand and deck. But we are going to swing in, it looks like, for the 25. We're going to hit the Kusu, taxing again. You know what I mean? So like, this is what it's doing. This is quite taxing. So Alex has 1 card left in hand. So I would dare say that, unfortunately, that is going to be game this next turn, right? There's no way he can really... there's no way he can win because now he doesn't have access to hatch. He has access. He can pick up cards, so he can still hatch. But it's very, very scary this next turn, you know? So he needs to keep 1 card in hand. He has to hatch straight away on the first swing. He may decide just to hold it all. I'm not too sure. Or even just put 2 down. But then he's down a lot on energy, you know what I mean? And Stubbs has got 2 cards left in hand, I think, right now. But it looks like potentially we are just going to keep the defense up. I would dare say that hatch is just going to get snapped off though, like straight away. I don't think there's any way that we wouldn't just do hatch straight away. Deciding whether he's going to put his 3 back down. Potentially putting 2. Thinking about the 3. Yeah, going for the 2. So what I think he's doing is probably keeping that unison for next turn just to get some value off the combos and everything. I think hatch buys a turn, but at this point it's kind of inevitable. I think being at 1 life and facing down to 40k is rather scary. You know what I mean? There's not really any way you can get out of that. So hatch does buy us a turn here, thankfully. We do need a little bit more going on. So it looks like we are going to discard the Unisys. So we're going to discard the Unisys. I'm not too sure what he's kept in hand here then. I'm very curious to see what he's kept in hand, knowing that was just going to end the turn anyway. It may have actually been one of the floodgates, so going down in energy to keep a floodgate in hand. But let's see what happens next. Looks like maybe 2 or 3 in hand on 21's side. So that is one thing. The resources in 21's hand do seem to dwindle quite a lot of the games, I've noticed. It's quite regular that they don't have too many cards in hand. So that's kind of a plus, right? That is a big plus. But at the same time, they are just establishing such great threats. Like 25k on most of the cards is just absolutely insane. Plus with so many additional effects that are just so beneficial for the deck. I believe all 4 Kusus have gone though, but they have done their job. They've done an incredible job, right? So we are going to pass turn. Alex is going to draw for turn. Okay, maybe we were hitting that before we... Yep, maybe we were hitting that, sorry, before we passed turn. My apologies, I thought we'd pass turn there. So we're hitting that, getting rid of everything, right? So pretty much starting again. This is what I mean, is like, even though the hand's low, their threats are just so good, you know what I mean? So it's absolutely incredible, their threats. So we're going to pass turn. We need to draw for turn, restand, and then go for it. I think... Yeah, hoping for the old prey there. Tiberius Bowl, nothing good. Unfortunately, not what we want at all, to be honest. You can get rid of the 8 cost there on board, I guess, with the combo. But again, it's still just it's not doing enough. He's going to ramp in energy here. He's got a blocker established as well. We swing a 25k, but he has a 40k. The next turn he's got 20k, he's got the leader plus anything else that he can kind of establish, right? So quite scary. I don't know how much energy we're at right now on 21's side. I believe it should be like 6 or 7. I think it may be 7 at this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at 8, so we're exactly equal to. I can't remember if Beerus Ball reads equal to or greater than. I think it may just be greater than, so we may not even be able to hit the 8 cost at this point. I think it's pretty safe now. We can hit the 17 and 18 from energy though, because that is equal to or greater than. So we can hit the 17, 18. We can bottom deck the 8 cost, gets rid of that, but we still don't have enough counters in hand. I dare say we can pick them up from our energy. Not bad, not bad. So we are going to hit 18 just hit. Ooh, we found a sell. I still don't think it's enough, though. As I said, I still don't think it's enough. Does clear the board, though, I believe, because nothing has barrier on there right now. So it does clear the board, which is quite nice. So that does make a bit of a difference. So we are just going to slap that straight down. No Kusu. I think we're all out of Kusus now. And that's what we want, yeah. So that's quite nice. Now, I guess it's not over till the fat lady sings. But we do have the greatest, taxing card right now. We do have the exact answer that you need to just stop an entire turn, unfortunately. So we do have to lose a Z energy and a card from hand if we try. So we are going to pick up 14 and we're going to pick up the 17s, right? And I'm assuming what we do is we probably just put one of the 14s and the other 17s down again. And we keep, so we have to put 3 down. We have to keep just one. I think we just keep one 14 in hand. And then we also have a dirty burst. But the problem here is we either dirty burst or we 14 negate. But we have to 14 negate, right? I think only scary thing is, do we have the other absolute release ball? Do we have... Yeah, there we go. So we got absolute release ball. So there we go, guys. I think that was kind of all, pretty much, matched up. That was the decision at the end of the day. I think it was coming for a very, very long time, unfortunately. Alex did a great job of holding out, but 21 is just so oppressive. Obviously, the cards they played are just absolutely ridiculous. They're so very, very strong. Even when he cleared the board, it was just so easy for him to establish again. And especially in blue mirrors, it's so easy for them just to manipulate their energy and use your battle cards as their energy as well. So it's very, very strong. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to subscribe, hit that bell to stay notified, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.